If you haven't heard of NIO, I'll tell you now, keep your eyes out for this company. This is a Chinese EV startup that's often referred to as China's Tesla. But actually, it's much more than that. It offers something no American EV maker currently offers, and that's a quick stop battery swap, so you don't have to recharge your EV. Recently, NIO announced that it completed its 30 millionth battery swap. Today, I'll tell you how fast NIO achieved this milestone, what this means, and why Tesla should be concerned. Move over Tesla because this might be the one way I may possibly consider buying an EV. Right now, NIO is the largest battery swapping company in the world. This October, NIO live streamed a huge milestone in the EV world, its 30 millionth battery swap. According to NIO, it currently swaps over 60,000 batteries every single day. It's not only faster than recharging an EV, but it can even be faster than pumping gas into a gas-powered car. This milestone is huge because it proves there's a viable market for consumers who prefer battery swapping. Battery swapping makes sense, especially when it comes to long road trips. It also makes sense for rideshare vehicles that want to get back on the road quickly, and even commercial EVs and electric delivery trucks. There are also financial benefits too, since battery swapping saves consumers money up front. Here's how it works. When your EV needs more juice, you take your EV to a station to exchange your depleted battery for a fully charged one. And it literally takes just a few minutes in cars that were designed for that. The concept originally got its start in Asia, and now the trend has taken off and it landed in Europe. And by Europe, I mean specifically Norway. If you're wondering why Norway, well, that's because Norway has the highest number of EVs per capita in the world. I'm talking about a 65% market share. So it's no coincidence that Norway is the first European country to integrate NIO's battery swapping technology. Now, to be clear, battery swapping isn't intended as the only solution for EVs. Instead, it's a complement to the current charging infrastructure. Right now, when you think of EV charging, most consumers think of hooking up your EV to a charging station. Best case scenario, you're looking at a wait anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes if you're the only one in line. And that's if your EV is hooked to a DC fast charger. But with battery swapping, that is significantly decreased to anywhere between 3 to 5 minutes. This is revolutionary because it makes it more accessible and convenient for drivers to quickly get their EVs to a full charge. And if the driver doesn't even have to lift a finger. Now, in order to switch your EV's battery to a NIO station, your EV needs to be prepared and have a special design called Easy Swap. Now, I'm not saying that NIO invented battery swapping, it didn't, but it's the leader in this segment today. Here's the thing, 30 million battery swaps is a huge milestone for sure. But what's even more impressive is how quickly NIO reached that milestone. Flashback to May 2018. That was when NIO completed its first ever battery swap station in Shenzhen, China. That was 5 years ago. Back then, battery swap service as a concept was largely unknown, and EV owners were skeptical. But that changed very quickly. Fast forward 2 years to 2020, and NIO already reached its 1 millionth milestone. And then 2 years later, in 2022, it reached its 9 millionth milestone. 1 month later, it reached 10 million. Fast forward to April 2023, NIO reached its 20 millionth battery swap. Then 6 months later, 30 million. With NIO's third generation swap stations, customers are looking at a battery swap time of around 3 minutes tops. As of this past October, NIO had almost 2,000 battery swap stations in China. 574 of these were located along highways. NIO's been working to add another 1,000 battery swap stations by the end of this year. Here's the interesting thing. Initially, NIO offered free battery swaps to car owners. The purpose was to incentivize customers to try out battery swapping and ultimately prefer that over recharging. But in June of this year, NIO lowered the price of its entire model range by $4,100, and the free battery swap service soon became a paid option. NIO's battery swapping stations are known as power swap stations, and they're strategically located throughout China. These stations are equipped with advanced robotics technology. On top of this, NIO also offers a subscription-based service. It's called the Battery as a Service, or BaaS program. With this program, customers can purchase an EV without the battery. Customers like this because it means the upfront cost of the electric vehicle is a lot lower. Instead of purchasing a battery, customers in this program pay a monthly fee for the battery, which can be swapped at any NIO power swap station. If you think about it, the business model is rather innovative, and it's effectively attracted many customers. NIO is also committed to sustainability and customer satisfaction. By that, I mean the company focuses on using renewable energy sources to power its battery swapping stations. This reduces its overall carbon footprint. NIO also provides 24/7 customer support for any of its customers' battery swapping needs. Combined, these commitments have played a major role in the automaker's success. Despite the success, NIO has its share of problems. NIO employs around 11,000 people in research and development. NIO has invested far more than it is bringing back in. In fact, the company has invested so heavily in robots that one of its factories employs only 30 technicians. And these 30 workers can make 300,000 electric car motors a year. For each seat in its cars, NIO offers $350 augmented reality glasses. The company has even introduced a cell phone that interacts with the car's self-driving system. This is something that even Apple has only dreamed of doing. So you can see it's been working hard to be cutting-edge technology. But here's the thing. None of these technological options, bells, whistles, have proven to be profitable. Actually, it's far from it. Believe it or not, NIO lost $835 million in the second quarter of 2023. We're talking an average loss of $35,000 for each car that it sold, which is huge when you consider NIO's average transaction price is over $42,000. Talk about bleeding money. The first and obvious question is, how has NIO managed to remain alive after such killer losses? Well, just like many other companies in China's ever-growing EV industry, NIO has strong government backing. I'm talking some serious dough. For example, when NIO almost completely ran out of money in 2020, a local government immediately invested a whopping $1 billion for a 24% stake in the company. On top of that, a state-controlled bank then led a group of lenders to invest yet another $1.6 billion in the company, and that helped keep the company afloat. But fast forward 3.5 years, and today NIO is starting to sink again. The real question comes down to this. Will NIO be able to sell enough cars to justify its huge investment spendings in research and development? Only time will tell on that one. But for now, the secret to NIO's so-called success is government backing and basically limitless cash at their disposal. Actually, this is nothing new in China. Other Chinese e-makers are chugging along despite huge losses, and these companies are only just growing. Another Chinese EV startup, XPeng, for example, also acknowledged government assistance. There is, however, another leading Chinese EV maker. That's BYD. That one is an exception compared to Chinese competitors because it's actually profitable. In fact, it helped profits to $1.5 billion in the first half of this year. This is the company that's backed by Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. As already mentioned, NIO is at the top of the battery swapping market, but it's not the only player in the game. It faces competition from other players like Tesla, for example. The thing is, Tesla's approach has been different than NIO's. Jump back 10 years. Not many Americans remember, but back in 2013, Tesla demonstrated a battery swap in its Model S. In the demonstration, the Model S battery was swapped out the same time it took to fuel up an Audi sedan. At that time, it seemed like a big innovation that just hit the scene. But actually, over time, that idea faded away. A year later, Elon Musk said that Tesla was a little late on battery swapping because it got preoccupied with other issues. He then added that the company would hopefully get that enabled in the next few months between LA and San Francisco. But then, more months passed, and any progress all but stopped. Tesla did apparently construct one battery swapping facility in Harris Ranch, California, but ultimately it wasn't a top priority for Tesla. Interestingly enough, years later, a Tesla spokesman clarified Tesla's belief that EV charging is the best way to power its vehicles, and that battery swapping is riddled with problems and is not suitable for wide-scale use. Tesla is far from being the only critic of battery swapping. Other critics have explained that the design of each automaker's batteries is deeply entwined with unique vehicle architectures. This means there's no battery swapping system that can be designed as one-size-fits-all for easy removal and installation. Evidently, it's far more complex than that. Even if this were possible, you have to keep in mind that each station would need to store and service thousands of batteries at any one time. When you consider that, you can see how it sounds like an impractical nightmare. A large concern for many potential Tesla owners is how soon and how often they'll need to replace their EV battery. Every battery is different. Some decay faster than others, and some can cost you a lot more to replace once they use their capabilities. Believe it or not, EV battery replacement can cost you anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000. So you can see it's expensive, and the range is rather large. China has a reputation for being a copycat. They're notorious for ripping off well-known brands and making cheaper versions without regard for copyright laws. Believe it or not, several companies are now cloning well-known electric cars. Most people know that China's pretty skilled at making fakes, and that's across various industries, not just clothing, bags, and watches. A recent report found that the Chinese group called APT41 stole an estimated trillions of dollars in intellectual property theft. And they didn't just steal from a few companies. They stole from about 30 companies across the energy, manufacturing, and pharmaceutical sectors. A 12-month investigation by Cyber Reason named Operation Cuckoo Bees found that hundreds of gigabytes of intellectual property and sensitive data were taken from companies across North America, Europe, and Asia by Chinese hackers. I'm talking about stolen information like diagrams, blueprints, formulas, and manufacturing-related proprietary data for fighter jets, missiles, and depression and obesity drugs. They targeted information and blueprints from products that weren't even patented yet. Evidently, the Chinese cyber espionage campaign has been operating undetected since 2019. According to the FBI, China has a bigger hacking problem than any other major nation combined. And guess who its biggest target is? Brace yourself, because it's the United States. And today, China is cloning electric cars that mimic popular EV brands. If you're wondering why they're attracted to EVs now, just look at the sales stats. In the first quarter of this year alone, 2 million EVs were sold. That was a 75% increase compared to quarter one from the year before. China obviously has noticed the huge growth potential in electric vehicles. In China, companies like Li Auto, NIO, and XPeng have all made it clear that they're shooting for Tesla's top spot. Here's the thing. All Tesla models share one thing in common: a high purchase price. After add-ons, a Model S can easily cost you over $100,000. And China knows this. And here's where they come in. China has a massive non-union labor force and supply chains, so production costs are low. That's why ripping off car designs and selling them for less than the price of a Tesla comes easy to them. Let me give you an example. Look at state-owned Chinese car maker Chang'an Automotive. Recently, it launched a new EV that looks a lot like a Tesla Model 3. The name of the Tesla wannabe is the Shenlan SL03. It offers 320 miles of range compared to Tesla Model 3 range of 358 miles. The width, wheelbase, and height of these two cars are almost identical, except the Shenlan SL03 is about 4 inches longer than the Model 3. But the similarities don't stop there. Inside, both cars' interiors are very minimalistic. Both have a large horizontal center display, and both use extremely similar user interface. In China, the Tesla Model 3 starts at about $40,000, but Shenlan SL03 is much lower, just $26,000. That's a nearly $15,000 difference between the authentic Tesla Model 3 versus the Shenlan SL03 copycat. Needless to say, the Shenlan SL03 gained almost instant popularity in China. Within just the first hours of its launch, the Shenlan SL3 received over 15,000 reservations. Eventually, the company plans to produce 15,000 units per month. They're planning to build 5 factories globally and expand globally too. I'll give you another example. Several weeks ago, Chinese smart EV makers XPeng Motors launched their first G9 SUV. As you can see, its similarities to the Tesla Model Y. If you're wondering why G9 is emulated in Model Y, just look at Model Y's success. In the first 6 months of 2022, more than 172,400 Model Ys were delivered to customers across China. That's an increase of 188% from the year prior. According to XPeng, the G9 only needs 5 minutes of ultra-fast charging to get 124 driving range miles. Right now, Tesla's auto parts software has not been approved for use in China, but some versions of the G9 will come fit with LiDAR sensors that can use the city navigation pilot software to autonomously drive the SUV in urban areas without human intervention. Within the first 24 hours of its pre-sale launch on August 10th, the G9 received some 23,000 offers. Now, Tesla isn't the only victim here. There are other car companies whose car designs are being ripped off by Chinese EV makers. Jaguar Land Rover took Chinese automaker Jiangling to court, ripping off the designs of the Range Rover Evoque SUV. The judge ruled in favor of Jaguar Land Rover in 2019, and Jiangling was ordered to immediately stop sales, manufacturing, and marketing of their SUV called the Land Wind X7, and they were ordered to compensate Land Rover too. Funny enough, in Guangdong, China, a Jiangling Land Wind X7 and an authentic Range Rover Evoque actually brushed against each other in real life by sheer coincidence. Talk about accidentally meeting your twin. Volkswagen's design was also infringed on. Back in 2017, at the Jinan EV show, the Wicaro V7 caught consumers' attention. That's because this low-speed EV looked an almost mirror image of the Volkswagen e-Up. With only 75 miles of range and a top speed of 31 miles per hour, this EV is definitely low speed. It's also definitely a copy. Almost every single body panel and part looked identical to the original e-Up. Even a logo on the car looked almost identical to Volkswagen's classic logo. And then there's yet another Chinese company named Beijing S-Tech Technology. It's rumored to have applied for a patent on a design that's almost identical to a classic Mini. The Mini is an iconic car owned by the BMW Group, and the original Mini went out of production in 2000. And now, the Chinese company want to make the electric car clone of the Mini hatchback. Pretty much, if you look at the patent photos, it's as if a Beijing S-Tech Technology put the Mini design in a copy machine and printed it in grayscale. Needless to say, BMW is not happy about all this. Did you know that China also got some hot water with the Apple car? But it wasn't just any run-of-the-mill copycat that tried to mimic the Apple car's design. It was an ex-Apple engineer. Back in August 2022, former Apple engineer employee Shoulang Zhang pleaded guilty to stealing confidential information from Apple. Zhang also had been working as an engineer on a self-driving car project since 2015. But out of nowhere in April 2018, Zhang informed Apple that he decided to resign so he could be closer to his sick mother in China. But here's the real story. Zhang had actually decided to go to work for Chinese automaker XPeng. Now, Zhang had told Apple he'd work for XPeng once he got to China. And so Apple started investigating Zhang, especially because the Apple car is a super notoriously secret project. Apple found out he had actually transferred 24 gigabytes of highly problematic data to his wife's laptop. And that included a whopping 25-page document with circuit board schematics for the Apple car. As Zhang got to the San Jose International Airport to return to China, he realized he wasn't alone. Federal agents were there, and they were looking for him. The agents ended up intercepting and arresting him right there at the airport. Well, let's just say that Zhang wasn't the stealthiest thief either. Surveillance cameras at the scene found that he was arrested. He had on his person some circuit boards and a server, which he stole from the Apple lab. Did XPeng come to Zhang's rescue? Not even close. After Zhang's arrest, XPeng publicly announced that they had nothing to do with this case, and they had no knowledge of any details of it. They also added that they were never involved in the investigation by the U.S. judiciary authorities, and that they had no related dispute with Apple. Later in July of the same year, a federal grand jury in San Jose indicted Zhang for obtaining a 25-page document that contained detailed drawings of a circuit board design that was going to be used in an Apple car. Recently, he pleaded guilty to the theft, and he could face up to 10 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000. But Zhang isn't the only Apple employee to have been accused of stealing information about the Apple car. Back in 2019, another former Chinese Apple employee was charged with attempting to smuggle out of China Apple car schematics, manuals, photographs, and diagrams to China. This case is still ongoing. Rumors are that Apple will officially announce their self-driving Apple car in 2025. But my guess is that will be delayed. That's because there are a lot of bad rumors circulating around this car. I'm talking about technical design issues, high turnover engineers and leadership, increasing theft attempts, you name it. But here's the thing, anyone can easily steal hardware design, but it's extremely challenging to steal and recreate an ecosystem like the Apple ecosystem. That's not to say that the copycat companies haven't tried. Not only to try to steal the Apple car's design, but there are even reports of new fake iPhone 14 Pro clones emerging from China. Just this last summer, pictures of new iPhone 14 Pro started popping out on Chinese social media platforms. The thing is, the iPhone 14 Pro hadn't even been released yet. It only became available for pre-order a few weeks ago. It turns out that these were pictures of a Chinese copycat of the iPhone 14 Pro. The design of this phone was based on rumors of what the phone might look like. That included things like pill and hole punch display, cutouts, and a larger rear camera array. But these copycats did throw in a few extras that weren't expected on the new iPhone, like some extra artificial rear cameras. Even the box that the Chinese phones came in had adhesive pull tabs, barcodes, and accessories similar to Apple's. All things you'd expect to see in a box of a real iPhone. But here's the thing, sure, these phones may look like iPhone 14 Pros on the outside, but these copies only go skin deep. Once you get inside the phone, copycats can't seem to figure out how to mimic the operating system or the Apple ecosystem. All that to say, when it comes to copying electric cars, just consider this. The modern car today is no longer about just hardware, especially when you're talking about EVs. EVs are full of electronics. They're like computers on wheels. Tesla, for one, is trying to build an ecosystem like Apple. In my opinion, building an interconnected ecosystem is one of the most critical things that may save EV companies from inevitable copycats today and into the future. But now, there's a big difference between copying and outright stealing. Stealing proprietary information or product designs is bad, but taking a product's existing design and improving it is just further innovation. And that competition in turn forces companies to do better. Just take a look at Apple and Samsung, for example. When Apple released their first iPhone, it was a game changer, but then Samsung followed suit and released its own touchscreen smartphone. And that started the smartphone competition and race. But there's a fine line between taking inspiration from a design versus copying the patent exactly. At one point, Apple alleged that Samsung crossed that line. Back in 2011, Apple sued Samsung for patent infringement. Apple alleged that Samsung copied the iPhone's design with Galaxy smartphones. Initially, Apple was awarded around $1 billion in damages, but after a retrial, the amount went down. It took a whole 7 years before Apple finally settled with Samsung in 2018. Apple stated that they ignited the smartphone revolution with the iPhone, and Samsung blatantly copied their design. By the way, ever wonder how companies figure out how to improve on a competitor's design? That's when hardware where reverse engineering comes in. Basically, it's when you take a product apart until you see all its individual components, how they connect and operate with each other. Companies actually do this to understand how a product was designed and built. And this isn't necessarily an expensive nor time-consuming process either. In the end, taking someone's exact work and profiting from it is stealing. It's as plain and simple as that. On the other hand, taking a competitor's idea as inspiration and making a better version of it through your own research and development is innovation. Everything in between is gray and lines can get blurry. But now you tell me, have you ever seen or heard of any of these copycat cars? Please share by commenting below. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for your support.